Come with me to harvest sugarcane and let me explain to you why it's so important for you to harvest your sugarcane before your first frost date. So, if you've been to my channel before, you know that this season I am growing sugarcane in a container. So, this is a story of the first year that I grew sugarcane, which was many years ago. This is quite a few years ago. So, this was my experience. I planted sugarcane in the corner of my yard and the sugarcane took off. They did so good. I was so proud. I even promised my neighbor some sugarcane. Because I'm so used to leaving the sugar cane in the ground in Jamaica all year long, I did not understand the importance of harvesting the sugar cane before the first frost date. So I just was like, okay, well, I'm going to leave the sugar cane in the ground. I'm going to harvest my sugar cane whenever I want it. Instead of rushing to harvest the sugar cane, I'm just going to leave them in place and just let them mature so I can have sugar cane whenever I want to. When I tell you this was the worst decision I could make in the history of sugar canes. Now, because I was not composting at the time, I was only burning my scraps and I was using the scraps and the ash as extra fertilizer for my plants. The ashes can be used to increase the pH level in your garden and it will kind of deter the slugs and pests, rodents, and so on. So at this time, my garden was not covered. So that's what I was burning my scraps for. But, over the years, you learn and you just do things differently. But like I said, this was years and years ago. So that's what I was doing at that time. In my mind, I was separating all of the great pieces that I just knew that I wanted to plant again in the spring. My intention for those was to bury those in the ground and to add mulch to them to keep them warm during the winter time so that the next season I'll be able to grow more sugarcane and so on and so forth. I cut off all of the pieces that I knew was no good and all of the pieces that I just knew I was going to send to New Jersey so my family can also enjoy sugarcane. I was just out here separating everything, and in my mind, I just knew that this was the best plan ever. Just look at the joy in my face to know that I grew sugarcane and I was gonna be able to just enjoy the sugarcane. In this very moment, you couldn't tell me nothing, nothing at all. Once I got back to the back porch, I started realizing that the sugarcane was brown on the inside. Sugarcane is not supposed to be brown on the inside if you've ever eaten sugarcane before. So, of course, I started doing a closer inspection and I realized that something is wrong with my sugarcane. I was so disappointed. So, the best thing I could have done at this point was to just started peeling the sugarcane back. And of course, I'm just over there like, why does it smell different? I'm peeling the sugar cane and I started smelling it because I'm like, it's not supposed to look this way and it's not supposed to smell this way. So I started smelling it and I realized it didn't smell so good. And I tasted it. Oh my God, it tasted horrible. I had to spit it out. That's when I realized that all of this sugarcane was bitten by the frost and it was no good. I wasted my entire year growing these sugarcane just just to be disappointed in this moment. The only thing I could do at this moment is just take all of the pieces that I harvested and take them back out to the fireplace. I stood there and I cut them up in small pieces and I split them in half just to make sure they won't take so long to dry out so that I can burn them. And of course, use them as more fertilizer. But yes, I do hope that if you are growing things outside this season, especially things that belong in the subtropical climate, that you do understand that you have to harvest these items before your first frost date or protect them so they don't get damaged by the frost. Because look at the disappointment in my face when I was walking back to the house. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.